Hello, my name is Shawna Carney, and this presentation is a culmination of my personal and academic journey in LDRS 441 at Cal Poly Humboldt. Today I'll be walking you through my leadership theory of change, which is rooted in truth-telling, strategic action, and faith. This theory is not just a model, it's my testimony of how I intend to catalyze systemic healing through a project I call Hidden Deceptions. Let's begin. Let me start by sharing how my journey and identity shaped the way I lead. To me, leadership is not about authority. It's about accountability and purpose. My leadership journey began long before I had a language for it. Raised in a dysfunctional home and later navigating the inequities of corporate life as a multiracial woman, I've always felt called to challenge what's harmful and uplift what's just. My transition from corporate work to activism solidified this calling. It isn't ambition that drives me, it's spiritual responsibility. Now that you know my foundations, let's look at how I approach change itself. My approach is rooted in a rhythm of awareness, acceptance, and action. I rely heavily on my leadership strengths: learner, achiever, strategic, individualization, and relator. These intrinsic strengths help me listen deeply, strategize quickly, and connect authentically across differences. Leadership for me is situational, and it shifts depending on the context, but always centers on truth and compassion. That approach is necessary because the problems we face are urgent and systemic. The core issue my leadership aims to confront is systemic deception, especially within our food, water, health, and environmental systems. These aren't failing by accident, they're failing by design. Corporate greed has infiltrated critical infrastructure, prioritizing profit over people and the planet. If we don't act within the next few years, we risk irreversible damage. My leadership is about exposing these truths and offering a path forward. So how do I respond to that crisis? It starts with focusing my leadership intentionally. My focus is on everyday citizens, frontline communities, and emerging changemakers, those who feel the cracks in our system but don't yet know how to act. Through Hidden Deceptions, I aim to awaken consciousness, challenge power structures, and guide people from confusion to clarity. My mission is to equip us all with the tools and vision to create lasting change. To carry out that mission, I'm building a platform. Let me tell you about it. Hidden Deceptions is not just a brand, it's a bridge between awareness and action. It's a multimedia platform that exposes the systems harming our health, our planet, and our collective future. Each piece of content is rooted in lived experience, investigative research, and storytelling that cuts through confusion. My goal is to simplify the overwhelming, to equip people with the language, clarity, and tools they need to take meaningful steps forward. Because when people can name what's wrong, they're empowered to envision what's possible. This isn't just about information. It's about transformation. Hidden Deceptions is designed to awaken consciousness, build community, and spark a movement toward collective regeneration. Every Hidden Deceptions episode will follow a simple but powerful structure. First, we expose the problem, what's really happening behind the headlines. Next, we explore why it matters, illustrating its impact on our bodies, ecosystems, and the future. Then we offer sustainable solutions, regenerative paths forward that are already proven to work. And finally, we give a clear call to action, whether that's signing a petition, changing your consumption habits, sharing the episode, or supporting a grassroots initiative. Of course, strategy is key. Here's how I turn insight into action. My strategies aim to utilize our channel to inspire people to think and move. Alongside the channel, I will collaborate with experts and changemakers to co-create innovative solutions. I will build community through online engagement and events, And most importantly, I aim to inspire action through education and advocacy. All of this is guided by the core values and principles that define my leadership. My values serve as the moral compass guiding every decision I make. I lead with truth-telling, justice, and regeneration. I believe in courage over comfort, collaboration over ego, and clarity over confusion. My guiding principles remind me to act from alignment, not urgency, and always uplift underrepresented voices. When these values are in action, change becomes measurable, both short and long term. In the short term, I expect viewers of Hidden Deceptions to develop crucial awareness, strengthen their leadership through participatory learning, and then act. In the long term, I envision policy shifts toward regenerative practices, cultural engagement over consumerism, and a digital archive of solution-focused stories led by the community itself. Here's what that transformation might look like in the real world. Imagine someone who watches an episode of Hidden Deceptions and suddenly everything clicks. They realize how the food system is being manipulated. They sign a petition, attend a workshop, join a local movement, and eventually they become a leader in their own right. That is the ripple effect I aim to create from insight to impact, from viewer to change maker. And so I close with this. My leadership theory of change is a devotional act. I don't want to lead from a podium. I wish to lead from the trenches. I seek to be a mirror for truth and a map for regeneration. This isn't about building a following. It's about building a movement, one rooted in faith, strategy, and love. As Greta Thunberg once said, hope is not passive, hope is acting. And that's precisely what this work represents. Thank you for listening. Now, let's build a world rooted in truth, healing, and regeneration.